What's good? What's good?
What
Back
up,
with
Brody?
episode 2, Locked and Loaded, man. Your boy Devon here with Kabir.
Mhm.
How, how you living, bruh?
What's up?
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie,
I'm
man.
good
I feel
now, for
like
sure. How
everything
you
right
doing, bro?
now. I'm good, man. I'm
You
cool.
said, well, I
I'm
couldn't
cool
hear you,
out
bro.
there.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. I said, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah. You cool. You said, yep.
I was trying to need a Tic Tac or something, man. I feel like my breath is humming right now. Yeah, don't you hate when like you can feel your breath stink? That's the worst.
For sure.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Feel it
Yeah.
and taste it. It's nasty.
Hey, it was hot out there today, huh, in California?
It was warm. It was warm. You know, there you go, man. It's never really above 80, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's go ahead and
Braun.
get into
Is
it.
Braun chasing rings? I said, is Braun chasing rings by going to Philadelphia?
Bron has been chasing rings since he didn't win it that year. It was that 2007 in Cleveland. He's been chasing rings since then. But
That's fair enough.
were you
That's-
how was your like what was your reaction to him going to Philly? Were you surprised?
to be honest, I was kind of shocked. I thought he would have went maybe back to like Cleveland or Miami, to be honest.
That's what everybody was saying. Those were like the forerunners was Cleveland and Miami. And I heard him talking about the Warriors, but honestly, a lot of people were for it, but I like I said, I'm not for that. I just those two were rivals. You know what I mean? It'd be like if
Yeah.
Larry Bird came to the Lakers and played with Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be like
Yeah.
if Jordan went to Utah and played with Karl Malone. Like that just
Yeah.
it wouldn't work for me. But going to Philly, man, he's definitely chasing the rings. But so that's the
Yeah.
thing, though, right? Like when he was younger, when he was in the prime of his career, that's when it was a stain on his legacy, right? Now he's 41. Everybody chases
Yeah.
rings at this age. You know what I mean? Like that's what you
Yeah.
do at this age. You
Yeah.
chase rings. But when he was younger, that's
Yeah.
where it was a problem. When he was in his prime, that's where the problem lies. You know?
Yeah. In his prime, I still haven't seen even today's athletes, I haven't seen not I haven't seen not even one person more athletic than LeBron in his prime. And when I say his prime, from the day he started all the way up until realistically 35.
You don't think like a Prime D Rose was just as athletic? He doesn't have the same build, but as far as being athletic, like, do you know how this thing used to jump out the gym?
Athletic, yeah, that's fair. Athletic, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just opinion people that's as athletic, but as far as like just
yeah,
the overall fucking health and build that LeBron has been able to sustain throughout his career, I've never seen anything like it. That's something to
yeah,
marvel at.
yeah.
You know, like that's amazing. But
He's
he spent like
6'8", running
couple
like guard.
every summer on his body, which is commendable, crazy.
And I would say Bron in his prime is just as fast as any point guard for sure.
That's
Bron is
definitely true,
faster
but
than Jason Kidd.
but I would
I said Bron is faster than Jason.
yeah, Jason Kidd was always a slew foot though. He's always like he was never known for being a fast guard. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say he's as fast as like De'Aaron Fox or Nick Van Exel or something like that.
No. But he is the best passer the NBA has ever seen before.
No.
Wait.
Wait. You say he's the best passer the NBA has ever seen?
Like as far as eyes, like passing, yeah. I say Jason Kidd's the best passer, yeah. Then Magic Johnson.
I can name 10 people in 5 seconds that are better passers. Seriously?
Yeah, I'm being cool.
John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul.
No, I said Jason. No, I said Jason Kidd. I said Jason Kidd is one of the best passers the NBA has ever seen.
Oh, I thought you said LeBron James. Oh, I was trying to have a heart attack.
No, I said Jason Kidd is the best passer the NBA has ever seen. Jason Kidd.
Okay. That's an argument. I give you that one. I wouldn't. I don't know if that's totally true, but I can see an argument for that.
And then after him, I'm gonna go Magic Johnson.
I'll put Magic over Kidd. I'll put Stockton.
No way. No way. Huh?
I would put Stockton over Kidd too.
No, you said what?
I would put John Stockton over Jason Kidd too.
No, I'll give it to John Stockton. He doesn't lose the ball. He doesn't turn it over like that.
Jason Kidd like top 5, maybe top 3 to me. But I think there might be 1 or 2 people that can edge him out.
Who?
I just named him.
Magic Johnson is close. I said Magic Johnson is number 2. I said J Kidd, then Magic Johnson, and
John Stockton is the leading scorer. I mean, the leading assist leader in the NBA. How can you not
He
at
was
least
in
give him a
a
look?
system.
Huh?
He was in a system. They called that man the mailman because he delivers, okay?
So
He
what?
was in a system.
So was Magic Johnson.
Yeah. But
Every
John
every
Stockton
every
wasn't
every
throwing full court
every good
alley-oops.
franchise,
No.
every good franchise team has a system. You can't win without a system. You can't win without a
Yeah.
system.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure. For
The
sure.
Spurs had
For
a system.
sure.
Everybody has a system. Detroit back in the day,
Yeah,
the bad boys of
1,000%.
Detroit,
They're an organization.
everybody has a system.
Yeah, for sure. They're an organization. For sure. For sure. I'm just saying the way that John Stockton got a lot of his assists came off Karl Malone. Like, it was like easy work.
Karl Malone,
Pop and pick.
Jeff Hornacek, what's his name?
Yeah.
Russell had a cool little mid range.
Yeah.
They had a solid squad. They had a solid squad.
I think Karl Malone was like what? And he was like
Ostrich had-
57% from the mid range, like 57%.
He was wet. He was automatic. Yeah, from that little free throw line extended, he was automatic. Like Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure.
Charles Barkley
Speaking of basketball.
Charles Barkley don't get enough credit too for doing what he did as an
Nah,
undersized.
he never won because he didn't win. He didn't win. He didn't win. He never got the ring.
That means a lot. Yes,
he never got to pick. Yeah.
But that's the thing though. But then when it comes to the debate, when you're talking about LeBron being the GOAT, his winning percentage and his ability to win comes into question. But y'all want to throw that out the window when it comes to that argument. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair.
No, I tallied it all in this totality.
I could dig it. So you think you think Philly's winning a championship next year? You don't think that Adam LeBron's gonna take them to the promised land?
I think it'll make the younger players value like learning how to I think they're gonna learn from LeBron and learn how to value treating their body. I think they're gonna learn that from him, how to stay in top condition. I think he's gonna give a lot of jewels and information. But as far as winning, no, I don't even see Embiid being healthy this whole season.
People give LeBron way too much credit. LeBron's not a leader like that. He doesn't like for real. Please tell me what player has he really made better? There have been players that have benefited from playing with LeBron, but how has he made any player actually better?
He's probably the most selfish superstar.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna pass.
Yeah, right. That's a facade. So, for instance, let me say this. All right. If he was really selfless, right? When
I say selfless, I mean he's just gonna make the right play. That's what I mean.
But so how can you say that though? If he's gonna make the right play, then he would have more championships under his belt. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily.
Why not? If he would have made the right play in those times where he didn't show up, like say 2011, where he only scored 8 points, he wasn't making the right play then.
No.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't always make the right play.
No, not always, but overall.
This whole narrative around LeBron that I think is totally false. It's this narrative that they've been pushing since day one that if you really break it down, if you really go down and look at the statistics, it's not really what it seems. As far as LeBron being a great defender, what's the call that just came out and just totally destroyed that? What was it? Tony Allen. Tony Allen was on his bumper. Who is he ever really stopped? The only thing that he's done as far as the defensive, his defensive prowess is a chase down block. And that's because it's amazing. You know what I mean? It's sensational. It's a big deal. But just on a everyday game to game, who is he really stopping?
Nobody. Not like that. No.
Not like that. No. He don't play defense. You have people like Kyle Kuzma having to push him to get out on his defenders, and I've seen that more than once. You would never in your life see a regular role player push Jordan or Kobe in a game. They wouldn't be on facts. That's not going down. That's what I'm saying. And not only that, they would never have to. They would never have to push Kobe or Jordan to make them.
For sure.
So
I'm taking Kobe over LeBron, but I get it. I'm taking Kobe.
But
I'm taking Kobe over Mike and LeBron.
A lot of people say that. Me still, I still gotta give it to Jordan. No one did it like Jordan. There's never been a Jordan. There's never been another Jordan. From when Jordan first came into the league, there's never been a player with his
After
explosiveness, with his
even
explosiveness,
88,
with his
he couldn't
swag,
mimic that again.
huh?
I said, even in what was that, 84 to that 88, he was the most athletic. He was already crowned the greatest player the NBA has ever seen.
He was. Yeah, even before he won championships. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, so when people say, "Oh, it's championships," yeah, that factors in, but that's only one part. You know what I mean? So the fact that Jordan is 6-0 in championship, and a lot of like LeBron fans like, "Oh, that's your only argument." That's not the only argument at all. Championships is only one aspect of it, and it's not even the biggest aspect. Well, it's a huge aspect of it, but like you
Yeah,
said,
it is.
Jordan was already crowned the GOAT by all the like by Larry Bird, by Magic Johnson, by
Yeah,
all them. Even the people that hated him, like Isaiah Thomas back then, was calling him the GOAT. You know, he
yeah,
said he talked differently
yeah,
about him. But if you go back and look at them old interviews when like Jordan was in his prime and it was in the moment, Isaiah Thomas was saying that he was the best player.
yeah. They were like, they had nothing for him when he got in the air. Like you
That's why they
can't
didn't let him
stop
get in the
this.
air.
You cannot watch
That's why they clobbered him. That's why they didn't let him get in the air. It's clobbering time.
Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide. I'm going to argue jump just as high.
He did. Clyde the Glide was an amazing jumper, an amazing player. And what's crazy is, right? Remember at the time they were trying to say that Clyde was on par with Jordan, but Jordan he put a stop to that. He put a stop to that. And
Yeah.
and there was never
Gordon's
any
post
more
up move.
never ever any more mention about Clyde being on par with Jordan, right? Now, the same thing isn't true with Kobe or LeBron, right? When Kobe was in the league, you had people talking about Tim Duncan and T Mac as potential, rivals to Kobe. Now, Kobe he overshadowed T Mac, right, because of the championships and the winning. But
Yeah.
and Tim Duncan, there's
Yeah.
still an argument. A lot of people still say that Tim Duncan is the go to
T
that.
Mac was hurt too. T Mac got hurt too.
Yeah, T Mac got hurt plenty of times. Yeah, I understand that. But
Yeah.
regardless,
Yeah.
that just like there's this one player, Brandon Roy. I think he could have been amazing if he didn't get injured. There's so many players that could have been amazing had they not got injured. Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill,
Yeah, for sure.
Greg Oden. You know what I'm saying? But
For sure.
and then LeBron, right? With LeBron, you have people talking about Kevin Durant, people talking about especially Kevin Steph Curry, right? But when Jordan was being touted as the GOAT, there was no rival. Anyone that tried to rise up as a rival, he stomped them out. So that's what those are the reasons why I say Jordan is the undisputed GOAT.
I got to give you that for sure. For sure.
But let's shift gears, bro. I don't know if you heard anything about like podcasts being ran by the CIA.
I haven't, but I can kind of see maybe how that could be infiltrated for sure.
I've been hearing a lot of things have been infiltrated and are actually like ran by the CIA. You know what I mean? Starting from especially hip hop
music is ran by
television, and then of course podcast
programming for a reason. That's fair.
What's that? They call it programming for a reason.
Yeah, it's like TV programming. So yeah,
right. Yeah, and we've all been programmed, continuously being programmed.
For sure.
Now they're doing it through social media. Now,
yeah. What do you think the goal of the CIA getting in podcasting would be for?
That's a good question. At the end of the day, it's always about control, right? It's always about control and manipulation. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the core of it. I'm pretty sure there's something more specific or detailed that they have in mind, but at the end of the day, the basics is control and manipulation.
For sure.
It's of the masses. Which major podcasts do you think may be controlled by the CIA? Because it'd have to be those major ones.
I think anyone's
ain't got nothing to do with the CIA since it's only our second episode. We don't need no eyes on the shit.
I think anyone's that anyone's that getting like large sums of money and don't really talk about current affairs or anything pertinent in the Black or brown community, I think is all like watered down or maybe controlled to a sense, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because what's the most scariest thing a human being could have control of? Information. So yeah, I can see that. for sure.
Well, I mean, that's what the CIA is about is information, misinformation, disinformation.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Because what if you start a podcast, right? And you're able to redirect some of the black and brown from the juvenile detention centers and from some of the jail centers. And what would happen if you were able to do that? And statistically speaking, the felony rate even dropped by even 1%, you're going to have a problem on your hands, you know? So I believe, yeah, podcasts could be controlled. For sure. Spread lies or misinformation.
Everything can be controlled. And at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
for sure.
I feel like anything once they see that it can be monetized and that there's like eyes on it, they do their best to control it.
For
Why
sure.
why not?
For sure.
Like if you ran the
Why
world,
not?
if you ran the world, wouldn't you want to make sure that you stayed in control?
Absolutely. Because them staying in control is for genetic survival. It only makes sense to me. I completely understand them. I would do the same thing, to be honest.
I mean, it's also about
If you
power.
can't survive, for sure. But the main real goal, yeah, it's power. But how do you have power if you don't have any followers? Genetic survival first, then power. The Western world is in a whole panic right now. Their fertility's down. So yeah, control for sure. They're in a panic. Soon as their fertility went down, that's when they started calling ISIS here, even in Nebraska. There's an ISIS out here.
There's a ISIS. What you mean? Like the terrorist group
Like
ISIS?
ICE. Like ICE.
Oh,
Yeah,
ICE.
like immigration,
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
ICE, immigration control. I forgot what the E stands for.
I don't know. I don't know what it stands for, but yeah.
Yeah. I like Gilly and Wallow. I don't watch it all the time, but I know who they are. I've been keeping up with Fat Joe and Jada Kiss. I don't watch it all the time, but I know who they are. I
Do
know
you,
about Drink Champs.
do you think that the CIA has any parts of theirs? I wonder if like because it
Of
could
Drink
be
Champs, yeah,
it could be though that they don't even know.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the CIA could have some kind of influence over it, but they don't even know. You know what I mean? Like
I think so too.
their sponsors and words with their sponsors that they can't say a certain thing. And that's you know what I mean? Like I don't I'm
Apps,
not
you can't say certain things for sure.
because I
You
don't
can't
think
say certain things for
so. I
sure.
feel like not everyone would willingly work with the CIA. You know what I mean? Like especially certain people that you just named, they're supposed to be from the streets and all that shit, right? So
Yeah,
um
right.
I feel like even if the CIA is working with podcasts, a lot of these podcasters don't really know it, maybe offhand, right? Gilly,
Even if it's just you're taking checks not to talk about certain subjects, period, or certain topics. Right.
right? And that I definitely believe that that's the case. That's the case.
For
Especially
sure.
with
Like purposely keeping people dumbed down.
certain streamers. I know that they are in alignment with certain artists and stuff like that, so they can't say certain things, and that's what it is. I
Right.
understand. Yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
What
You know,
about and Drink Champs? What is their whole podcast about?
I
Drink
would say about
Champs.
drinking.
There's more alcohol. There's alcohol bottles out than there is people being seen, right? Nori's getting drunk, wearing jewelry, right? Looking good professionally, right? Talking about just music, nothing really controversial, right? Because he's holding conversations while drinking. So there's not nothing too intellectual about Drink Champs, right? And that was the whole point of it, right? And they bring on all the famous people so they keep the ratings up. Just rappers, dumb rappers, by the way, too, not just stupid rappers.
Well, I think they bring on pretty much everybody.
Yeah,
They brought on some intelligent rappers.
I'm not the A list rappers. I'm talking about the more so like C and B, and just like dumb rappers. Just talking about drinking and partying. That's it. Nothing
I feel like they
that's gonna
don't.
help argument.
I don't really feel like they bring those type of like. I feel like Vlad. I have those kind of rappers on his show before. Drink.
Yeah, for sure. He has fucking. Those people are illiterate. They're not even dumb. They're like drug heads and illiterates and shit. For
Like
sure.
with Nori and I feel like they bring on like a lot of legacy. Like they bring out MOP,
Yeah, they do.
like a lot of legacy acts. A lot of people that I think they just have ties with. Because I've never seen like a young boy on their show or any of these drill rappers, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I
Right.
think they're keeping like the legacy up and just bringing out like
I,
a lot of rappers and
the
shit.
legacy of hip hop, I like that
Yeah,
for sure. But in the process of bringing out rappers and talking about legacy, they don't talk about those contracts and 360 deals. They don't talk about that. Yeah. They talk about the music business, but they never talk about the music business, the business of music, the contracts, the percentages, who's getting rich. If rappers are screaming they're getting rich, which can't be the case, what is the record label making?
true. But
And the
like
money that they give rappers.
say it again.
No, what were you gonna say, brother? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the structure of their platform, the structure of their show isn't built for that. You know what I mean? Like it's built for just
Yeah.
having uh old school artists come on, get drunk, and just tell old stories about the business and their experiences and shit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But as a fan, as a consumer,
Like
you want to know about the contracts they signed.
I'm all
You want to
about
know.
I'm all about holding people accountable for presenting bullshit when they should be doing something more productive or just something more positive. But you gotta keep everything in context. You know what I mean? Like that's just uh,
Yeah.
that's not what that platform is for. That's not what they're trying to accomplish with their platform.
No, no, no. That's very true.
If anything, I would say like
That's very
$1
true.
million worth of game is more of a platform that should be on because the show's called $1 million worth of game. Gilly and Wallow and them.
Yeah.
That should be about like
Yeah.
the inside, especially because they got ties to
Absolutely.
that should be like, oh, don't get caught up in this deal. This is what you gotta look for, the pitfalls of
Right.
being a new artist.
Right.
To me, that's what
Right.
it should be focused on. But they're kind of like the same shit with
I absolutely,
you know.
absolutely.
But anyway, that's their shit though. I can't speak on their shit.
Do you watch them a lot though? Like Wallow and Gilly, like other podcasts, or you just hear them here and there?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. So I really wasn't into like watching a lot of podcasts. I'll watch like a couple of clips here and there and shit like that, but I never really got into watching podcasts until I wanted to start podcasting. So then about a month or so ago, I started getting into podcasts, watching podcasts. I'm not really big on watching like the major podcasts like It Is What It Is and $1 Million Worth of Game and stuff, just because like they're huge and they already got like shit set up. So when I was getting into podcasts, I was just doing it for research and shit. So I'd watch like a lot of smaller podcasts and stuff like that. But I mean, I be checking out a lot of their little
Right.
clips shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm like you said, I'm hip to them. I know what's up with them, but I don't really get down with them like that.
Right.
I do watch Drink Champs every now and then. Not, what I mean, like I like Drink Champs.
Yeah, me too.
I
Yeah,
watch
me too.
clips of It Is What It Is, with Mace and Cameron.
Me too. Me too. Me too. I be watching Dame Dash.
Them dudes is
Mhm.
Dame
I'm-
Dash. Dame Dash
I
is a
listen
bit.
to Dame Dash.
Dame Dash is a bitter old man. I used to be a big Dame Dash fan, but this nigga is
Yeah,
bitter.
but Dame Dash is telling the honest to God. Dame Dash is telling the truth though.
Okay.
About the culture, about trying to save the culture and how like the bloodsuckers pretty much run rap. He's not lying.
Yeah.
Dame Dash was fighting for his stake in the corporate world. Period.
Yeah.
And I respect Dame Dash.
Right.
And I love Dame Dash.
He got done. He got done dirty. I can't even front. He got done dirty.
Yeah.
But
And Dame Dash is not broke. Period. His broke is still a quiet, and I mean a quiet. He still got a quiet bare minimum, a few mil somewhere. He's not gonna talk about it. It's off the books. Yeah, for sure. Dame Dash is a hustler. He's not dumb. Period. Yeah, for sure.